Hello, welcome back to my channel. My name is Tyresha Monet, and today we'll be talking about the top 5 most haunted hotels that are located right here in my home state of Tejas. Just a quick little tidbit. I'm sorry if I look a little groggy or a little worse for wear. It is because it is currently 8 o'clock in the morning, and in hindsight, it's really not that early, but it is too damn early for me. I don't like waking up before like 9 or 10, so yeah. And this week really hasn't been a very good week in the sense of getting a lot of sleep, so definitely have a lack of it right now, but it was the only time I was able to film this, so sacrifice. So without further ado, let's get into the 5 hotels. All right. Number 1 of the top haunted hotels located here in Texas is going to be the Nuthouse Historic Hotel located in Granbury, Texas. This hotel was built in 1893, and it's supposedly being haunted by the proprietor / owner by the name of Mary Lou Watkins. She's relatively harmless. She pretty much just tries to like carry out business as usual, so like the guests and staff say, you know, basically just checks up on the hotel, make sure it's running smoothly, because, you know, as an apparition who hasn't moved over to the other side yet, you're stuck in that plane of consciousness, like you're not human, of course, anymore, but your soul hasn't crossed over, then you're in the Twilight Zone. I don't know. In the Nuthouse Historic Hotel, ghosts have been known to open and close the shutters, turn on and off the faucets, and pretty much like slam the doors throughout the hotel. So there's like a haunted room in the hotel, which is room 004, and they call that the Mary Lou Watkins suite. Guests staying the night in room 4 have reported major temperature drops, ghostly hands nudging them awake at night, strange noises, and even the feeling of someone hopping into bed with them, which would make me Audi 5000. I do want to explore some of these hotels, especially because they're in Texas, so maybe one day, you know, I'll be able to like go and actually stay at, you know, one of these rooms, like one of the haunted rooms. That would be so cool to do. But that's off topic. And so in the Granbury Hotel, there is an upstairs hallway, which guests and staff also say accumulate paranormal activity, such as jangling keys, footsteps, ghostly laughter, and smelling a smoke pipe. So that was basically all the information I could find over the Nuthouse Historic Hotel. For some of these hotels, there is a little bit more information than others. I think, you know, just because like it's haunted, and it's not like, these are the top 5 haunted hotels in Texas, so they're not like worldwide known or anything, so they wouldn't have like a whole bunch of information on them. But moving on to hotel number 2, which would be the Gage Hotel, located in Marathon, Texas. This hotel is located like way out in the middle of the desert. This town is basically like exactly what you would think of if you thought of like the Wild West movies. It looks like that. That town is like a replica of those type of movies. So this hotel was built in the 1920s by a man named Alfred Gage, and it was when he started his trek from Vermont to Texas where he stopped and decided to build the Gage Hotel. However, he wasn't able to enjoy the fruits of his labor for very long because he ended up dying a year after the hotel was built. Mr. Gage is reported to be one of the many ghosts that occupy the hotel, but he mainly just, you know, checks up on his building and ensures that things are running smoothly, much like Mary Lou Watkins in the Nuthouse Historic Hotel. Guests have also reported countless other spirits strolling around the hotel, strolling through the patio gardens, and pacing up and down the hallways. And in the Gage Hotel, rooms 10 and Room 10 and room 39 are reported to be the most active spots in the building. Now we move on to hotel number 3, which is the Adolphus Hotel, located in Dallas, Texas. This hotel was opened in October 5th of 1912. I was not able to find who created the hotel, but when I edit this video, I'll probably go back, try to double check, and if I find out who owned the hotel or who created the hotel, I'll put it down. In the Adolphus is reported to be a haunted elevator and other kind of strange phenomena where staff has witnessed windows flying over without any explanation, or not flying over, flying open. People have heard music from a band playing and the sound of a piano playing, but when they turn around to inspect, there's nothing there. So the most infamous story that surrounds the Adolphus is the story of the Lady in White. In the 1930s, a bride-to-be was left at the altar. She was pretty much inconsolable about her heartbreak and wasn't able to be comforted, so she was found hanging a few feet away from where she was supposed to get married. Several accounts speak of the woman occupying the 19th floor where people feel they can hear her footsteps. They also claim to be able to hear her cries. Other lesser incidents that happen in the Adolphus tend to be loud bangs, unexplained knocking, and a sense of a presence that isn't there. Moving on to hotel number 4, the Sheraton Gunther Hotel. Or it actually might be Sheraton Gunter. I think it Gunther or Gunter. I'll have to definitely, I'll double check on that. I'll put it down for sure. I'll put it down. P.O.P. Hold it down. Anybody remember that Vine? Okay, yeah, I didn't mean for this to be so cringe, sorry. And this hotel is located in San Antonio, where I've actually been, but I've never been to the Sheraton. So I definitely want to go visit. That'll probably be the first one I visit if I go visit. I want to go visit. I'll probably go visit. When should I go visit? I have no idea when I'll visit, but I will visit. Okay, it was built by John Gunther and another group, other investors in 1909. So this hotel, I would probably say, is the most interesting when it comes to like the backstory of why people think it's haunted. On February 2nd of 1965, a blonde man in his 20s checked into the hotel and he went by the alias of Albert Knox. And he checked into room number 636. Initially, he checked in alone, but he ended up being accompanied by a blonde woman within the next few days. On February 8th, a do not disturb sign was placed in front of room 636, but the maid disregarded it and went inside the room anyway. To her dismay, she was shocked to find Mr. Knox standing beside a pool of blood. The maid screamed, which prompted the mysterious man to hold up an index finger to his mouth, insisting her to be quiet. And when he grabbed a bundle of, I think, sheets, it didn't really say, it just said bundle, but he grabbed a bundle of something that was blood-soaked and he ran out of the room. Now, instead of alerting the police quickly, the maid gossiped to another maid who ended up telling the bellhop. The bellhop ended up telling the manager. And this took an increment of about 40 minutes before the police were even called, which in a crime scene, that's vital 40 minutes, but I guess in the 1960s, people didn't really, have a sense of urgency. I mean, I would if I was a maid and I came into a bloody room, like, bruh, I want no parts of this. So when police finally were called, they arrived to the scene within 10 minutes, and the 2 detectives that were assigned to the case entered the room, and it was covered in blood from the carpet to the bathroom to the walls and, of course, the bed. Small pieces of flesh were found on the bathroom floor, and police theorized that the woman's body was butchered there. So over the period of a few days, police tracked down a suspect who was staying at the St. Anthony Hotel, just located a few blocks away. And when they were confronting him, they went to his room. Police heard a single gunshot and learned that the suspect whose name was Walter Emmerich, had shot and killed himself. Police believe that Emmerich may have disposed of the pieces of her body in cement from nearby construction projects. If you're catching my drift, this case became unsolved because the name Alfred Knox didn't get anywhere. It wasn't a real name, it was an alias. I'm sorry, I said Alfred. Albert Knox. Since that occurrence, staff and guests have always reported strange occurrences that happen within the vicinity of room 636. People have claimed a spirit appears with her arms outstretched. Housekeeping reports that new employees who are signed to clean room 636 end up quitting after quite often. And we have the last and final hotel, number 5, the Driskill Hotel, located in Austin, Texas. Which I have been to Austin as well. And I love Austin, even though I went like 5 years ago and I kind of don't remember it, but I knew I liked it. So this hotel was built in 1886 by a man named Colonel Jesse Driskill. Room 525 in the Driskill Hotel is rumored to be one of the most haunted spaces in the building. It is believed that 2 women who were on their honeymoon in the same room 20 years apart, and they took their lives in the bathroom on the same day, but 20 years apart from each other. So after, this rumor escalated and people got really freaked out, staff blocked off the bathroom and shut down the room. But when renovations happened in 1998, they reopened the room. A lady also committed suicide on the 4th floor of the Driskill Hotel. Many people claim to have seen a woman out of their peripheral vision when they're on the 4th floor, but when they turn around, nobody is there. And guests and staff also claim that they can hear whispering sounds of a woman who's not there as well. And the last documentation of a spirit being in the Driskill is of a young girl who was the daughter of a senator who died while chasing a ball down the grand staircase that's located in one of the hallways. And this happened in 1887. And that little girl's passing was pretty much the first paranormal experience that happened in the hotel. And the ones that I mentioned before this came after, which in hindsight I should have reversed it, but I've already talked and I'm not gonna re-record this, if we're being honest. So just, that little girl falling down the staircase happened first. Everything that I mentioned before happened after that. And that is pretty much the occurrences that happened at the top 5 most haunted hotels in Texas. I'll probably end up doing other haunted locations in Texas. Thank you guys for the little people who do watch me. I appreciate your viewership, and until next time.
Bye.